How's it going, folks? It's Jojo and I got you back with another video. Today we're doing a little bit more of a serious video comparing to my tier list, of which I would like to say a massive thank you to everyone who watched, liked and commented that video. It did extremely well, so expect to see more tier lists in the future. Little side note and disclaimer though, for the future of my tier lists, it is satire, so don't take everything I say seriously. There's a lot of sarcasm in what I say, and you'll probably hear that a little bit in this video too. So yeah, just take that with a grain of salt. But anyway, let's get straight into the video. Today we're doing our top 10 budget gloves for CS. So starting off, we have these Hydra Gloves Rattler. Now, these are pretty decent, to be fair. They are currently the cheapest gloves in the game. They're going to set you back around 58 bucks in field tested. Now, for the sake of the video, all currencies will be explained in USD. You can convert that to your own currency however you like. But yeah, $58 is going to find you a pretty fairly alright pair of gloves. They're nothing special. I'm not a big fan of fingerless gloves personally, but I know a bunch of people who are, and these would be pretty good as a first entry level pair of gloves. They're very different to default gloves, so they pop quite well with green skins as well. And actually, to be completely honest, with the handle of my knife here, it looks pretty good. It goes really well with the classic knife handle. So yeah, but that's just a little side note. So yeah, this is number 10. Coming in at number 9, we have the Hydra Gloves Mangroves. Now, I think these look quite a lot better than the Rattlers. I do quite like the snakeskin pattern that Rattlers have, but I don't know, it's just something about the colours that go really well with the Mangroves. I would say these are one of the best budget gloves, if I'm being completely honest, like super budget that being. These are only going to cost you around 59 bucks in field tested. Also, for the sake of the video, every skin will be inspected at 0.2 float, so it's sort of in the middle of field tested. That way you're not getting an absolutely flawless pair of field tested gloves, but also not a terrible pair of gloves as well. So yeah, definitely a half decent glove. Again, it goes really well with Safari Mesh and some of those greener skins like Forest DD Pat and Boreal Forest as well. But yeah, overall a pretty decent pair of gloves. I like the gold shine that the actual Hydra logo has as well. Not too bad, you know, can't complain for 59 bucks. Alright, for number 8 we have the Hydra Gloves Emerald. Now again, these are in field tested and these are going to set you back around 72 bucks. So a little bit of a jump from the last pair of gloves, and I will admit guys, expect quite significant jumps in price from now on. And this is mainly because gloves just aren't cheap. Unfortunately, gloves are quite desirable. Well, I say unfortunately. Fortunately, gloves are quite desirable, and compared to knives, you know, you can get tons and tons and tons of really cheap knives. You can't really do that with gloves because there's only a few pairs of gloves that you can pick up for cheap. So after this pair of gloves here, expect the price to be quite high. Anyway, yeah, so these are going to set you back around $72, and again, these are one of the better really super budget gloves. I like the green accents that it has. I love the green Hydra logo. It goes really well with, you know, Hydra as you know, an old operation and things. It's black with the green little accents. As I said, it goes pretty well, but I have to admit, I think the little green bits in the glove do make it a little bit hard to combo with. Otherwise, I would have this way higher on the list because, you know, black is a neutral color. It tends to go with pretty much any knife. But I mean, even just comparing to my classic knife here, this just does not go. Like the green, black, and red just really doesn't go. But anyway, yeah, overall, fairly decent pair of gloves, and you can combo them with tons of skins. That's our number 7 pick. If you thought you could get a pair of moto gloves, if you thought you couldn't get a pair of moto gloves for under 100 bucks, you are wrong. Introducing Moto Gloves Transport. These are pretty cool, and I will be honest, I initially hated them because I thought they looked too much like default gloves. I thought they were literally just, you know, shitty default gloves, but honestly, upon closer inspection, these things are pretty damn cool. I will admit, I like the little camo pattern that's on them, and the yellow and white really pops. It can go extremely well with yellow-based skins, you know, like Law or Tiger Tooth. And in field tested, these are going to come in at around 95 bucks, which really isn't bad considering the price of other moto gloves in the game. So yeah, pretty decent pair of gloves for our number 7 spot. Coming in at number 6, we have Broken Fang Gloves Needlepoint. Now, a little bit of personal bias here is I used to own this pair of gloves, and I did used to really like it. For our red enjoyers out there, this is pretty much the cheapest red pair of gloves on the market, and you know, if you're with a very specific and strict budget, this is sort of the only choice you have for red gloves until you start getting into the more expensive gloves. But yeah, overall pretty decent pair of gloves. I like the little pattern on it, and I really like the red. You know, it's a fairly decent shade of red. The lower the float you get, the brighter the red is as well. So if you can grab these in minimal wear, they will look a lot brighter, which, you know, can complement red skins a lot better. But overall, fairly decent, and these in field tested are going to come in at around $93. Alright, coming in at the midway point, at number 5, we have Broken Fang Gloves Yellow Branded. Now these really pop. I'll be honest, I didn't think these looked as good as this until I inspected them recently, and that is why they are so high on the list. They are extremely yellow. The gold looks absolutely exquisite on the logo, and this just looks so good with Law and Tiger Tooth. More so Law, because I feel Law is a little bit brighter of a yellow compared to Tiger Tooth, so it complements the gloves a bit better. But yeah, for a budget pair of yellow gloves, these you really can't go wrong. Field tested, these are going to cost you about $93, and I do think they look a little bit better than the transports, specifically for yellow loadouts, which is why they're higher on the list. But yeah, overall a fantastic pair of gloves and super good for the budget price point. Coming in at number 4, we have Bloodhound Gloves Gorilla, and again, these look pretty good. I really like the red accent and the bottom, complementing the camo. The camo's really bright, which is important in my opinion. You know, camo looking quite bright pops really well and looks really good, comparing to, you know, like Boral Forest and things, which I think, and Forest DD Pat specifically, which is really dark. I like the gold logo, it complements the brown part very well, and overall just a pretty good skin. I do like the fact that the camo goes into the palm of the hand as well, so these are very, very well designed, and also these are only going to come in at $88, so they are quite cheaper than our last 3 entries on the list, so this is why this sits quite comfortably in 4th spot for me. I do think if you're going for a camo loadout, these are probably the number 1 pick for me. There is one other that I think is slightly better, but it is quite a lot more money. We'll get onto that one shortly. But yeah, overall, very decent pair of gloves, and you can't go wrong for $88. Which brings us on to Moto Gloves' third Commando Company. These are the gloves I was just on about. I think for camo-based loadouts, I think these look slightly better. I believe they are pattern-based, so you can get different patterns, which makes every pair of gloves unique. I love the little red accent that they have. Again, you can find these in a pretty low float as well, without crazy overpay. So if you can try and get these in a bit of a lower float, they do look way better the lower the float is. I like the little yellow bits that are on the fingers. Just overall, there's a lot about these gloves, and that's why I'm putting them at number 3. In field tested, these are going to cost you around $100. So again, we're still keeping under that $100 price point, which I think is really good. And again, these are moto gloves. You know, most moto gloves are going to cost you loads and loads of money, but if you look hard enough, you don't have to. And again, these ones look super good, and they are going to take our 3rd spot. Coming in at number 2, we have Driver Gloves Racing Green. Now in field tested, these are only going to cost you $60. These used to be universally known as the cheapest pair of gloves in the game, but after CS2 released, these got a massive glow up and I think look way better than they did in Go, which is why they're a little bit more expensive now. But overall, these are a superb pair of gloves. My only concern with them, and this is the entire Driver Gloves range of gloves in the first place, is knuckles tend to get extremely scratched up, and I know people get very funny about that. Me personally, I don't really care as much, but as a result, you're going to want to find one that has a low float but also a specific pattern, because the scratches on the knuckles are actually pattern based. So have a little look around, do your research if you're going to pick these up, try and get the lowest float possible, but also experiment with other patterns to see which one works best for you. Overall, at $60 in field tested, you really can't complain. Minimal wear isn't a great, is quite a bit more. If I'm being completely honest, it's double the price. But yeah, if you can find a fairly decent pair with a decent pattern for a low price, you really can't complain. And I think that is probably why I ended up putting these in number 2 in the end, because the price they just look so good for the price, and they go with so many different skins as well. Anything green, like all of the Gamma Dopplers look amazing with these gloves. And then the darker green skins like Boreal Forest, Didi Pat again, look awesome with this. So yeah, Emerald looks fantastic. You know, overall fantastic pair of green gloves at a very good price. And for those of you who are well known off in the skin game and know your skins, you know, who wouldn't have put Broken Fang gloves unhinged at number 1? They just are, without a doubt, the best budget gloves on the market. Not only are they under $100, in field tested these things are going to cost you $96, but I would say these are better than some gloves that cost upwards of $200 to $300. I know that's a bit of a, you know, that's quite a hot take, but the reason why is because these just go with literally any knife. I have a flipping red knife here, and this combo looks really clean. You could have a black knife and it looks really good. You could even have a tiger tooth and it would look fantastic. You just can't go wrong with black and white. Like, black and white together on a pair of gloves produces, you know, colours that complement anything. The silver logo doesn't get in the way. You know, again, one thing that I think Hydro Gloves Emerald sort of lacks in a little bit is the fact that the logo is in green. If it was in silver, I think the gloves would be worth quite a bit more. But yeah, no, overall, these are a fantastic pair of gloves that go with absolutely anything, and they have to be number 1. There's just nothing else, in my opinion, that's especially like budget as well, that can compete with it. They are superb. But anyway guys, that is going to be the end of the video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Make sure you leave a like, comment if you like these sort of skin based videos, and look forward to more tier lists coming out soon, because I will do more tier lists, as they have done extremely well. I'm thinking of doing a map tier list next, because you can't go wrong with maps. But yeah, thanks everyone for the support. I've had some crazy support recently. You know, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It is helping out crazy. I am trying to hit 1,000 subs so that I can become a YouTube affiliate or partner or whatever it is. But yeah, thanks everyone for watching. Make sure you smash like, leave a comment on further suggestions that you have for me if you want to see other skin-based videos, or if you want to see specific tier lists, let me know. And I will have some actual like CS gameplay videos planned as well, so don't worry. I will have some like competitive highlights and things that I've got on the works. So lots going on with the channel. Feel free to stay tuned, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Peace.